quite some time to get to this place. Us miners have been lying in wait for these wormholes to open. Got a hell of a lot of questions that need answered. Will Nyx revive asteroid mining? Will Nyx make asteroid mining great again? I guess only the future holds the answers. Well, today I'm gonna dive in deep in the cool, cold, dark expanse of Nyx. Nyx ain't a mining spot for beginners. It is unforgiving. It will show the careless no love. Follow me into the void. Nyx is composed of 2 main asteroid rings and 3 planets. These planets have yet to be discovered. I'm sure in the near future, someone will stumble across one of them. For now, I'm just going to focus my attention on the Glacium Ring. This cold-hearted ring is composed of the common minerals aluminum, quartz, and torite. The ring spans across the system. Taking contracts can get you to more remote locales, but be aware of other industrialists, opportunists, and vandal lurking in the black. I'm starting my mission hunting for 1850 RS signatures. We want those M-types, baby. Even with all the time I've spent out here, it seems that for such an expansive asteroid ring, clusters of asteroids are few and far between. Hell, even single asteroids are spread out 10 to 15 clicks. Anyways, that's besides the point. We're out here hunting rocks with the new common mineral, torite. Why? Because where you find torite, you find lindenium and savrilium, the 2 new valuable minerals in the system. Lindenium, although built like an S-tier mineral like ricite, in its difficulty level, it seems to currently be priced and even more common than a tier 1 mineral like terranite on these M-type rocks. Savrilium, on the other hand, this is the jewel of Nyx, the prime radiant, if you will, the big kahuna. Moving SCUs of this stuff has net me over 20k per SCU at the TDDs, and considering TDDs and stations outside of Nyx are just getting their hands on the stuff, I would wager the price is going to be up there, and I'm sure you can get yourself a lot more going to one of these more dangerous little selling points across the universe. Savrilium is one rare SOB. Also, a reminder, don't forget to check in regularly at uexcorp.space for the best and most up-to-date commodity tracking and hauling information out there. You want to know the most up-to-date prices? That's where you go. The community hub of Nyx is Levski. Some remember, and for those that remember, they will never forget. Levski, like a cancer, spreads through the Delamar asteroid, hollowing out every nook and cranny it can, sprouting out an industrial Shangri-La of sorts. Okay, that's too dramatic. It's a damn space station built into a giant damn asteroid. Anyways, you can find a hell of a refinery inside, countless contracts, a complete cargo hub and center, and plenty of mysteries soon to be exploited and discovered. Nyx brought with it intergalactic hauling as well as more intergalactic piracy. So, watch your holes.
Oh god, they're blowing up,
Yep, I died.
But there's still bags here that probably have the rest of the stuff. And we got them away from the Quantanium so it didn't blow up.
They just blew up again.
Since I mentioned the refinery, the bonuses for refining at Levski are outstanding. Just look at that. Another cool thing about Levski, it ain't just a mining hotspot. It's a hotspot in general, and there's a reason for it. Look at these prices. Now, I don't know how they will stand in the future, but for right now, it's looking like a pretty damn good spot to refine and sell your minerals. Those prices are freaking ridiculous. Another thing I wanted to touch on, piracy and the value of Levski. With the amount of minerals Levski is buying and the prices they are buying at, I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to be a hotspot for miners, haulers, and pirates alike.
Wow.
Couple that with the very good percentage bonuses for refining at Levski, and I'm seeing a pretty profitable little hauling refining loop here. Imagine doing your mining in a place like Stanton and Pyro. What if instead of refining in Stanton or Pyro, you just dropped off your unrefined goods, minus the Quantanium of course, and then did a big haul to Levski? High risk, high reward. Then again, I think Pyro miners will now be willing to risk hopping the border to make their sales at Levski. The mineral pricing has once again changed. It seems like Quantanium and Stellaron pricing has gotten a facelift now, seeing prices for Quantanium as high as 27k at Ruin Station, Stellaron selling at about 24k at Ruin Station, Quantanium selling for 29k at Levski, and Stellaron at a whopping 37k per SCU at Levski. Oh, and Bexelite is back on the menu in Pyro. Locations like Rods and Pyro is currently buying the big boy 32 SCU boxes of Bexelite. It's sitting at around 7k per SCU. So if you want those big bucks, you can always hop the border and go make a big sale in Levski. Well, that's if you get there. That is just an idea. Speaking of dangerous shit, watch out for the asteroids while flying in Nyx. These SOBs come out of no... One minute you are flying over to a sassy little cluster of rocks, the next minute you're waking up in the hospital. Now I want to get back to the rocks and my loadouts for the rocks here in Nyx. Now these rocks may seem small, but that's because of these common minerals. If you want to find Nyx's new jewels, target those Torite rocks. Remember, 1850 RS signature. Because of this and these small rocks, you can build your ships with a little less power. Your focus should be on getting resistance down. Resistance and skill will be your biggest bottleneck in Nyx. Torite, Lindinium, Savrillium all increase the rock's resistance, and they increase the instability and make that green zone thinner as well. Man, they make it thinner than a Banu on a bender. Because of this, I gotta get into the builds. I'm gonna start off with my favorite small ship, the Golem. It's not going to outperform the Prospector in this system. That's just the way it is. This doesn't mean it isn't fun. This doesn't mean it can't be done or it's not viable. Just that this time the Prospector definitely has an upper hand. Unfortunately for the Golem, the Bane is always the added resistance to the rocks coming from the bespoke Pittman laser. Now because of this, I actually run a Riger C3 and a Surge, or even 2 Surge modules because I'm aggressive like that, and I like breaking most of what I can find. Surge modules lower the resistance, and it can also help in a pinch when resistance is a little over the top on ya. But a Riger C3 and a Stampede is also a great choice, with the Stampede providing lots of power and also lowering the instability a touch. You'll be able to break a lot of rocks with this kit out in Nyx. But when the resistance gets too high for you and the rock can't be broken, it's going to require you to rely on an extra Sabir gadget to get the job done. Do not leave your hangar without Sabir gadgets if you are Golem mining in Nyx. You will have to deal with the floating and bobbing while placing these gadgets, and that's just the way it is. On to the Prospector, you got a few options. Personally, I always go Helix 1 laser. Well, that's not the case in Nyx. For Nyx, I believe I will be going with the Impact and the Hofstede if I was inclined to go out Prospector mining. Although the Impact adds 10% resistance, it has a good distance and a good green zone window, along with 2 module slots, which is a massive win. Because of this, you can slap on a Surge Stampede or hell, even 2 Surge modules if you have Stones of Steel. With the Surge Stampede, you are looking at breaking rocks around 15k size. 2 Surges around 18k. As for the Hofstede S1, if you go real lazy and use just a Riger C3, we are looking at around a 10k break size. A Surge around a 13.5 break size, and Stampede around 11.5, 12k. As you can see, it is only worthwhile to go with the Impact if you want the opportunity to break bigger rocks, and since Savrillium is a heavy mineral, you may end up needing it. Once again, I cannot stress this enough. Always bring a Sabir gadget. It will increase the size rocks you can break by a nice margin, and it also increases the green zone window. Now for the mole, we have more options. You'll mostly use lasers for what I consider medium-sized rocks at most. I build aggressive. Because of this, I'm still going to be prepared for breaking pretty large rocks solo. I will be running a Riger C3, a Surge, and a Stampede module on my Helix 2 and using this as my big rock breaker. But keep in mind I'm also bringing along extra Surge modules for if I do find a large Quantanium rock or a very large Savrilium rock. With this setup I can break rocks that are about 40k in mass without a severe gadget. For my mid-size rock breaker I'm going with a Hofstad S2 with a Surge and a Stampede module. This breaks up to about 26-27k without any gadgets. For my small rock and sub-break laser, I'm going with the Hofstad S2 again, but this time I'm slapping on a Riger C3 and a Torn 3 module. This will break up to about 15k rocks. Think about the sub-break size. I feel finding a giant 50 or 70k Savrilium rock will be very rare, and so I built this for the most likely scenarios I expect to encounter. Also, with the new addition of Levski, it also brought with it Teach's Ship Shop. The guy sells custom variants of ships, but to be honest, it's just ships with a couple components that don't come stock. Teach's Golem comes with an Atlas drive, and Teach's Mole comes with a Helix 2 laser on the front and 2 Klein 2 lasers on the sides. I do not recommend this setup. I think Teach's was playing with the slam a little bit. Speaking of setups, I want to announce I'm giving away a Shiv to one lucky belcher out there. The chance at winning the Shiv and Citizen Con goodies pack can be yours, all for the low price of a sub, a like, and a comment on this video to push the YouTube algorithm. Shout out to my mole at Sig for hooking us up with this pack to give away. Now I want to talk about my pipeline. I think what you will see a lot of miners doing after the initial hype of mining Nyx is setting up their base camp of operations in Pyro at the Nyx Gateway or Crew L1 refinery if you mine out in Stanton, as they usually do anyways. This means quick trips to go sell your materials at Levski. This also means quicker mining runs to Pyro 5 area compared to leaving from Checkmate. It will be the perfect position for players that are ballsy enough to chase that high-risk, high-reward payout that Levski offers for Rysite, Stellaron, Quant, and Terranite. Nyx will be a gold rush. It will be dangerous. It will be the pipeline. Expect interdictions placed between Stanton and Pyro Nyx gateways on both sides of these borders. The juice may just be worth the squeeze, though. This means pirates will be all over the area. Oh no, what happened? Did you get a little boo-boo out there? How's that Quant? Had a little time left on it, didn't it? How's it taste? There's a flip side to that coin though. There's a good chance some of your other favorite selling spots may just be a lot calmer than usual. Now before we wrap this up, let's get into the problems. I don't know what will make it into the PU and what will be fixed. If you are watching this after 4.4 goes live, there's a good chance these issues still persist, so I'm putting this in here, just in case. The most glaring issue for mining, mole turrets are bespoke and can't be swapped. You can't swap them in a vehicle manager or manually. Asteroids can still suffer from appearing real, yet never scanning. Finally, placing gadgets on asteroids also can still be hit or miss. Just keep this in mind. This may be a non-issue a week from now, but I want you to be aware. Now, in the current state, I can't imagine myself being anything more than a tourist in the area, extorting Levski's sales terminal for all I can. With the lack of clusters and limited incentive to spend my time asteroid mining, I just don't see it as the right time for the Elguapoe to buy a little casita hanging off the ass of an asteroid just yet. Nyx is very similar to mining Lagrange points in Stanton if you take these new minerals out of the mix, and it's just not quite there yet. With that being said, the system has just been rediscovered. The secrets have yet to be uncovered. It will grow soon, expand. Who knows how the rocks we will find will evolve. But you better believe, you will see the Elguapoe out there. And remember, if you see me out there in the black, pop a flare for me.